And good afternoon and welcome to Mural House Field here on the campus of Jackson Christian School. A beautiful field and a beautiful day that it's 71 degrees here just before game time. There will be sunny conditions for the rest of this day and game, but there will be some wind gusts that are up to 8 to 10 miles an hour. We'll get a little more right now. Old Glory at rest out in dead center field, and we will familiarize you with this ballpark. We know it's only about 285 down that right field line, but there's a 20-foot fence up there, 360 down that left field line, and it's about 370 in center field, but again, the 20-foot fence. Nice power alleys, and you are here for a game between the homestanding Jackson Christian School Eagles and, of course, the TCA Lions. Jackson Christian comes in here with a 10-6 record, 2-2 in the region. TCA is 7-7. I do not have a region record on them. Both these teams have some good tournament experience as far as the state tournament. Both young in a lot of spots. There'll be freshmen playing for both teams. There will also be a lot of sophomores. There's some juniors. And there are a few seniors playing, but two teams that are in the process of restructuring for the future. Two fine young coaches here. And Coach Hogue, of course, for TCA, and, of course, our own Chase McLean, who does a great job. And while we're at it, I want to thank him and his class that does the media sheets for me, and he does a great job on their stats. And the umpires have shown up. And we will tell you that this broadcast is brought to you by Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz on the Jackson Christian School Facebook. You still got time to call 5 friends and tell them they can still catch this game. Original start time is supposed to be 6 o'clock, and I'm sure the umpires would like to get it started around that time. We play 7 innings in high school baseball. 121 pitch count if you haven't pitched within a certain amount of days. And we will tell you a little more about this. We're going to take our first time out and come back for exciting Jackson Christian baseball. Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, OnCloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oilwell Road beside Walgreens.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all at Carlock Nissan of Jackson. You should already be here.
At Dynamics Physical Therapy, we help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
We are back for a short time just before our next break to tell you that this is a copywritten broadcast. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of the Worthy Road Studios and BallGame Blitz. And you're seeing the TCA lines introduced. I'll go through that very quickly, and we'll pick them up again after we come back from the timeout. But Griffin Graves, who's pitching, will lead off. Nick Jones, the shortstop, hitting second. In the third slot, Harrison Vance, the third baseman. Or actually, he's at first base. Andrew Perry in right field hits cleanup. Owen Atwood, who is playing in the infield, he's a freshman. He will be hitting, or he may be, no, not the designated here. We got an odd lineup. I had to have it sent by photograph to us. But Owen Atwood then followed in the sixth spot by Reed Basham. Zane Atwood will be in the seventh spot. Colby Moore in the eighth spot. Josh Delk in the ninth spot. Not batting but playing is Connor Quarles. And, of course, for Jackson Christian, I will bring you back to give you their lineup as they play in the field first, and you can see them being introduced. But we're going to turn it over to one of the best producer directors there is, Summer Sturgis, along with our good friend Gary Lockhart Christian out on the main camera. Let's take that time out on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
And the world's greatest song, if you don't get a lump in your throat, something is wrong. We are just about ready for TCA Jackson Christian Eagles baseball. And now for the Eagles, Eli Terry will lead off for them and play left field. Zach Creasy at third base hitting second. In the third spot is the hot-hitting Austin Kelly playing shortstop. And the DH today is the one and only Carson Holt. He'll hit cleanup. Wyatt Jones will be at catcher and bat fifth. Batting sixth, Easton Jones, the fine left fielder. The quickest man around in center field, J.T. Mullins, will hit seventh and wear number 7. I always like to get that because that's Mickey Mantle's old number. Hitting in the eighth spot, the fine fielding second baseman, Reed Cooper, and Daniel Green, the hands man over there. What a great job he does. Wearing 16 will play first base, J.T. Favera. Today, the ace for both teams going against each other. And I do have stats that were provided by Jackson Christian for the starting pitcher of both teams, but we only got Jackson Christian's were sent to us. Favera has 27.1 innings. He has struck out 20, allowed 25 hits. The hitters are only hitting .225 against him, an earned run average of .230, and he's a starting pitcher. He has no saves. His record is 4-0. Now his counterpart, Griffin Graves of TCA, I do know this, he signed at Auburn and will be a great addition to their team. And the pitch is thrown down, and that means that Griffin Graves, the pitcher, he's a senior. He'll lead off for his team, be followed by Nick Jones, the junior shortstop. And we are hoping that Game Changer will make its appearance here in just a second. I always have some of that neat stuff. Graves hitting left-handed, wears number 33, very tight, right up against the inside line of the box. Here's the first pitch by JT, and it's a strike at the toughest place for a left-handed hitter to hit it. You got to keep it inside, though, right on that black line if you can't get it up above the knees. No ball, one strike pitch by Favera. And this one hit him, and they'll send him to first base. That's the last thing that they wanted, was to hit a batter. Let's see if they use the courtesy runner, because Griffin, a pretty good baseball player out in the field, runs well. Good baseball man. Nick Jones wearing 7, the junior shortstop up there. They're going to let Griffin run for himself. And he can steal bases now. Good concentration. Look at the focus on the screen when you do see him. Got the hitter right now. There's the jump turn to try to pick him off, and he had to dive back in, because I've got a feeling he's got expectations of going. Here's the pitch. Hit into the outfield for a base hit. Looked like a curveball that stayed up and didn't break a whole lot. So with runners at first and second, no outs, first hit of the ball game, brings up Harrison Vance, the first baseman, wears number 6. Favera out of the stretch. Curveball, and that one in there. Might have stayed a little higher than he wanted it. And you know that Harrison Vance will measure it out. There are no outs, 2 runners on. Andrew Perry, the right fielder, on deck. Vance also a junior. He's up at the front of the box. And a good stop by the catcher, Wyatt Jones. It's 1-1. Evidently, for older folks like me, they remember Joe DiMaggio having that wide stance like that. There's not much way you can stride without being out of the box with the front foot. And now he steps out. Infield at double play depth. Third baseman is back, actually about a step if you drew a line over to the line, and the third base bag back about a step, about 8 to 10 feet off the line. A dandy pitch, almost unhittable. Could have taken it to right field. That'd been the best you could have done. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, 2 runners on. JT Favera, man against man right here. Harrison Vance, the hitter. You know he can handle the batter. He wouldn't be hitting third. Outfield is straight away. Might be a slight shading to right field by the center fielder, J.T. Mullins, but that's probably to see around the pitcher a little bit. Sometimes you have to do that. Again, the wide stance with the feet. Here's the pitch. Curveball drilled. It's a base hit. Let's see if they wave them on. Yes, 1 run's going to attempt to score. They'll cut that one off because it's late, and 1 run has scored already. And TCA above on 1-0 on that RBI single. Runner stays at second. So you still got runners at first and second with no outs, and Andrew Perry, the junior right fielder, strides to the plate. And I hope my mic doesn't pick up. Some of our crowd doesn't know how to say things, and it's some people down the first baseline. That looked good. Yeah, the umpire agreed with me. Thought he was going to call it a ball for a minute. A little hesitation. I know the new mechanics are a little slower. I just assume they go back to it. TCA with 2 hits already. Again, checking that outfield straight away. Left fielder only, outfielder in sun. There's an attempt at a bunt, and they said he did not foul it off. Wow. Now, of all days, we don't have our replay. 2 strikes the count. Should take the bunt off because the runner's advanced. So you don't need it now. You got a chance for Perry to drive in some runs with a 2-strike count. It's coming outsides where the target is. Let's see if the pitch gets there. And it was a dandy curveball. That one fell off the table then. Swinging strike, you always score that with the frontwards K. They take a strike, you put backwards K on there to know that they didn't offer at it. It's 1 out in the inning. And again, I told you the two aces, and that's a term in baseball for your two best leading pitchers, however you want to describe them. I know JT Favera's grandmother is here today. She watches us sometimes on the Jackson Christian Facebook or goes back to YouTube. Here's the pitch. Oh, another one of those curves, and I think he took a little off of it. Gary Lockhart's sitting beside me, who is one of our executives, and he's producer, director, all-around good guy, and he's the little Dutch boy that plugged the dike to keep it from flooding also. And here's the pitch. That one high. JT may have tried to overthrow that one a little bit. Your scoreboard is nuts with ones on it. The batter is number one. The ball strike out, all say one. The runs say one. And that one is outside, so that'll break that up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Owen Atwood, the freshman up there. Curveball was high, and it stayed high. And like I said, one of the freshmen, this is the first of the freshmen to hit, but he'll be followed by freshman Reed Basham. Top of that lineup, though, loaded with experienced people. Here's the pitch, the curveball, and that one bent, broke, dropped. And when Wyatt dropped it, it killed 2 worms down there at the plate. We don't have any worms on our field. Joking about that. Here it is, 3-2 pitch with 1 out. Runners won't be moving with the pitch, but the payoff pitch from Favera. Got him, and that one is a backwards K. He took that one for the 2nd out. Favera, if he can get this hitter here, it will get him out of a very bad mess. And Reed Basham wearing number 16. He's a freshman. We've seen Reed play other sports. Here's the pitch. There's that curveball. And you can get out in front of it. Favera does a great job of changing speeds on it. And he's got one of those sneaky fastballs. Just when you don't think he can throw it by you, he can throw it by you. The 0-1 pitch. Missing, it gets away, and I think the runner's going to score. Here comes the toss, but it is late, and the 2nd run gets in there. So Nick Jones has scored on a, I don't know, we'll have to replay it and see. Pass ball, it doesn't matter, or wild pitch, still scores. There's a runner at 3rd. So with 2 runs, a big inning for the TCA Lions. Talked a little bit earlier today with their athletic director, Dexter Williams. Fouled off. So Basham stays alive. Of course, I've seen several people pass by Jason Shelton, Jackson Christian's fine athletic director. Got to talk to Chase a little bit before the ball game. Tommy McLean, our PA man here. This one drilled to right field. Coming on and just almost, and that's not good grammar, got over the head of the right fielder, but a liner for the 3rd out. No runs, or 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. And at the end of a half inning of play, TCA 2 and Jackson Christian coming to bat.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlac Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in team sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your team sports. You can email or call us for all your team sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
And we are back and leading off in the top of the first for Jackson Christian, Eli Terry, the left fielder. He'll be followed by Zach Creasy, one of our basketball players, playing third. Austin Kelly, the shortstop, also plays a little quarterback. You see the fastball streaking in there, and Griffin Graves is an SEC caliber player. The lefties, they'll say he went around, so strike two. No ball, 2-strike pitch. Eli coming into this game hitting .370 with 70 RBIs. He scored 10 runs. Here's the pitch. That's a swinging strike for the first out. Jackson Christian played in a tough set of games over the weekend, finishing with Arlington, the 4A baseball power. They also played last Friday Hardin County, who is a known baseball power. Austin Kelly up there. Austin, well, that is not Austin. The second hitter is Zach Creasy, who's a sophomore. Zach batting .354. Well, there's one down Main Street. 2 balls, 1 strike now. That's the number 1, the Von Ryan Express, thrown by Griffin Graves. Here's the pitch. In and out of the glove for ball 3. Outfield shading just slightly to right field. Here's the pitch. Borderline, but the umpire says no, it didn't get the little black edge on the plate, and Zach Creasy has picked up the walk. And that's what Jackson Christian needs. His base runners right now is one of the hottest men on the team. Austin Kelly comes to the plate, who also is a sophomore, averaging .326 this year. Ball gets away, but the runner decides it didn't get far enough away. Zach used good discretion. 12 RBIs, 12 runs he scored himself. Zach Creasy has 4 stolen bases over at first. That one gets inside, but again, the catcher does a good job. This is Colby Moore catching. He is a sophomore. Last year, there were some experienced people like Harrison Freeman out there. He wasn't catching, but Harrison could pitch, play first, and play outfield. They had others. They check the runner. He's going. Here's the throw through. It's going to be wide to the second base infield side, and a stolen base for Zach Creasy. And let's see what we've got on the board, because right now we didn't get the indication. The scoreboard says 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out, a runner at second. And that should be the third ball there, 3-1. 3-1 pitch on the way, inside, ball 4. That's great to get the runner on, but guess what? It also puts the force back on. You've got to force it anywhere but home, and that brings up the designated hitter. We saw him lose one the other day and almost park a second one against USJ, and that is Carson Holt, batting .273, 8 RBIs. He has scored 4 runs. Left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher. This is harder than you think. I know people talk about it on the left-handed hitter. But if this is a left-handed pitcher coming from the port side, as they call it, the southpaw, good pitch, 1-1 to count. Can really, a pitch like that is not one you want to even try to turn on if you're a left-handed hitter. The 1-1 pitch with 2 runners on, outside. And the pitch swung on, fouled off, so a 2-2 count. Don't think they'll be running on this one, because normally you wait till 3-2 and 2 outs to run on it, but you never know. Sometimes that can happen. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled off, and a good piece of hitting by Carson Holt, because that curveball was low. I mean, it's going to be a strike, and it was breaking, and he held in there and stayed in there and did a good job with a good piece of hitting. And the pitch up high, 3-2, only one out. TCA ahead of the Eagles, 2-0. 2 runners on, but they got there by the base on balls. Graves pitch, swinging strike 3. And Carson Holt had a rip, but you got to make contact. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts. Wyatt Jones, the fine catcher, also a linebacker, comes striding to the plate. He hits .277. He's driven in 10 runs. He's a senior. He scored a few runs, too. He scored 7. Now they're talking and discussing the strategy for the hitter, and probably they were talking about pickoff moves and people trying to steal. With Wyatt up there, I don't know if they'll try to steal, but if you can get a good enough lead and it gets away, they won't have to steal. That one, even though it's high, you might say you want to call it a wild pitch, probably is a pass ball. Now, Jackson Christian's job is to get these 2 runners home. TCA has pleaded to. Center fielder shades towards right field. Right fielder about a step or 2 towards the right field line. Straight away and left, and a good pitch for a strike. Tough to hit, even for the right-handed hitter. Wyatt politely asked the umpire about it. He wasn't questioning the call. He just wanted to know what he's got to hit. That one gets away. No, and there, this is how you get in trouble. He who hesitates is lost. I'm glad the young man went back, that being Zach Creasy. But he would have been, we used to have an umpire here, Reverend Voigtman, that when you slid in, you got tagged out, he'd say, son, you're a dead duck. Here's the pitch. He probably went around. They're going to ring him up. It's 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The deuces are wild here. Graves has his sign, comes to the plate, hanging tough in there as Wyatt Jones fouls that one off. Now, pitchers like Griffin Graves are the ones, they have about 5 of them at Arlington that we played against over the weekend. Hardin County's got some good pitching, coached by the former major leaguer Chad Harville. Now, this one he's got a chance at. He's up and scoring, so it's a 2-1 ball game. Zach was wise on that one. TCA catcher got hampered. He couldn't find it because it took kind of a funny hop. Now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner on third. Infield at normal depth. Left fielder straight away. Here's the pitch. And they'll tag him out for the strikeout and the 3rd out. But 1 run was picked up on no hits, no errors, a couple of either pass balls or wild pitches. So at the end of 1 inning of play, TCA 2, Jackson Christian 1. Let's take a time out on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Looking for a new and exciting career? At Jackson State Community College, we offer nationally recognized, top-rated programs designed to greenlight your career for success. With courses available in the health sciences, nursing, computer technology, and much more. Your next step towards a career starts here at Jackson State. Learn how Jackson State Community College can greenlight your future at greenlightyourfuture.com.
Back for the top of the second. Pre-game show today was brought to you by Great American Sports, who also brings you the post-game show. Go by and see Ben Vargason, Wesley Freeman, and the rest of the crew down there. Great people to work with. Best prices around. They fix all of my shirts. You know, we're talking about shirts for calling sporting events, plus team gear. First pitch, off-speed one by Favera outside. This is Zane Atwood, the sophomore. He's a designated hitter. And curveball was a little outside. Interested Zane, but he had a good eye and did not swing at it. Kind of got a medium or balanced stance, as I call it, right in the middle of the box. That one's a strike. And if you say, wait a minute, Coach Joe, you're calling them too early. Yeah, I do sometimes, because I have a little bit of umpiring, not like the great men that do our umpiring around here. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled off. Hope it gets nobody's windshield. And if you need insurance, Roger Smith at Thompson & Smith is one of the people to call. Chuck Thompson, the other one. You need to see them. They got great protection. They just replaced my windshield where a truck threw a rock, and there's another swinging foul ball. Started to say strike. I told you, anticipate sometimes. But Thompson & Smith Insurance, and you know what? They're right there. The scoreboard is Thompson & Smith. Don't forget about the Blacksmith Restaurant. Great food. See, if you see me sometime, get me to tell you about it. My wife loves several things. He got batter steps out of the batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runs were in the first inning. The leadoff man, Zane Atwood, the designated hitter, against J.T. Favera. Just missing. Bob Euchre would have said a little bit outside. What was he said now? This was closer than Wild Things pitch was. Don't even think it. 3-2 pitch from Favera on the way. The curveball, it broke. It had a little off of it, and it was a thing of beauty. Atwood did what he could, but once you commit to the swing, you can't hold it up. And he got his cut. Zane Atwood looks like he's going to be a fine young athlete. He is followed by the catcher, Colby Moore, who got a good workout in the first inning. That one a strike, and check Colby's spotting. He's up towards the front of the box, not quite as close to the front of the box as one of the earlier hitters. See what kind of stride he takes when he swings. Just missing. So evens count at 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Moore wears number 3, and he is also one of their sophomores. Just inside. Here's Favera's pitch. Oh, there's the bad breaking ball, and that one dropped off the table. If that had been a scrap off of the table and your dog was there, he would have got it because it went straight down. Favera with a 2-2 count and 1 out. Hit on the ground, into the hole. Austin Kelly went into the hole, and we're going to have to wait for the official score. I probably would score an error, and the official score tells me, Coach, you're right. So an E6 on that one puts a runner at first who can have the courtesy runner. Although just being sophomore, I bet he's got good young swift legs. Now if it gets down to 2 outs, they can tell you to get the courtesy runner. This should be Josh Delk. Delk, a sophomore, plays center field. He has the wide stance. Hits that one foul towards third base. No balls, 1 strike, and we won't have a pitch count today because Game Changer's not cooperating with us. And I didn't see it soon enough to start counting myself. I have a method, but it won't be used today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, a runner at first. J.T. Favera on the mound. He's up there against the 9th hitting Josh Delk, the center fielder. Checks the runner out of the corner of his eye, comes to the plate. I'm glad I bit my tongue. He's got a better look because of the position I'm in, but if that one missed, it was by a millimicron. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. And you probably heard one of our fans louder than some of the others questioning that one. Favera, a long time this time, has checked twice at first, and now the batter's going to step out. Also, I'm not sure that he and Wyatt Jones were on the same page on the pitch. Again, Delk at the plate, going against J.T. Favera, the senior right-hander. That one high, but here comes the peg, diving back and safe, and the sweep tag, but it was late by Daniel Green. Green, a very good, sure-handed first baseman. (3-1) with 1 out and a runner at first. And Wyatt Jones got the good strong arm. There's the 55-foot curveball, and it walked him, so everybody got all excited. There wasn't enough action for the running. You can trot down to second. You can trot to first. And that brings up the top of the order. He was on with a hit pitch, Griffin Graves. Left-handed batter. He is really towing that back corner of the box. That one is a little low, and they try to keep it low and inside on a left-handed hitter. Great Ted Williams had a design he had where each pitch was thrown what the hitting average was for a left-handed batter. And it's 218 down where that pitch was supposed to go. 1 ball pitch, and that's a strike. Griffin was wise not to offer that one. Now, Major League Baseball right now, I would say you might want to get Griffin backed up off that corner like he is. He's actually, the umpire saw it and it's about rubbed out. His foot's on that line and possibly the big toe out of the box. And we'll see if we can see it with one of our shots. It's something else, but there's 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners on. Favera working on the mound hard. And he says, no, the umpire does. 3-1. I will bet that Griffin Graves has the green light, the senior left-handed hitter, the signee at Auburn. Favera's pitch. Wow. It missed, said the umpire. So now the sacks are jammed. Runners at first, second, and third. Moore, the catcher, is at third. Delk at second. Swinging strike for Nick Jones, number 7, the junior. Had a single his first time up and scored a run. This one fouled off, and he's in the hole 0-2. Let's check Jackson Christian, see where they are. There's only 1 out in the inning. Looks like they're going to be willing to give up the run for the out. They would like to get to the second and short or at double play depth. So is the third baseman. The pitch popped up. It'll be out of play. I heard that one hit somewhere, but didn't hit a car, didn't hit a person, so we're in good shape. (0-2) pitch to come from Favera. He's got his sign on the ground. Big hop. 1 at second. It'll be safe at first, and a run will score. Okay, the Moore scores. Let's get him home. Everybody advances a base. They get the runner out at second for the second out. And so now with a runner, and that's a fielder's choice. This brings up Harrison Vance, strong-looking young man. And over there, I told you, sure-handed Daniel Green with the 3U. That's first baseman unassisted for the third out. But TCA does come up with one big run and now leads 3-1 going into the bottom of the second. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian and Worthy Road Studios network.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
And we are back as they make the announcement. You can see this game live on Jackson Christian's Facebook. It will be archived tonight on Worthy Road Studios page, and type in the date and the game, and you will get it. 3-1, the Lions lead the Eagles. Stepping up to the plate is Easton Jones. He's playing left field today. Easton hits .326 with 5 RBIs. He's a sophomore. Easton Jones. Here's a swinging strike. And another swinging strike, making it 1-2. Graves has got good velocity on it. Here's the pitch high, so 2-2. Griffin, he tried to blow one by him, but he may have overthrown that when the release point was a little high there. And he knows it. He's a good player. The bender just missed. And a swinging strike 3. The board was wrong. It already had to. So first out is a swinging strike. Easton had a great cut, but no doing. That one had some mustard on it. Radar velocity. This is J.T. Mullins, the center fielder. J.T. hitting .279. Has 4 RBIs. And the pitch just missing outside. You see Graves pitches out of the stretch even with no runner on. This one fouled off. JT says, I got to whip that bat around a little quicker. 1-1 with 1 out. Infield pretty well at normal depth, although the third baseman at the edge of the grass. Swinging strike 2. And you go back, if you watch this game on the replay, I'll give you something to watch for. Hank Aaron used to say, watch the ball all the way from the pitcher's hand and watch it hit the bat. Nobody on base is correct. Gary and Summer up here working to give you the best in coverage on the scoreboard. Sometimes the dugouts get a little bit in the way of seeing things. And that one outside, so it runs to a 3-2 count again. Here's the pitch. Low. Now it's 3-2. Scoreboard was wrong, and I don't have the use of my game changer to keep balls and strikes on. For some reason, the internet not cooperating with us. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Hanging tough. JT knew he wanted that pitch, but he fouled it off to the third base dugout side. 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouled off again. JT's making the pitch count go up. Good working for a walk. JT very capable at 279 of getting a base hit. If he gets over there, he's only had 3 stolen bases, but he's been in a lot of situations where there was somebody ahead of him he couldn't steal. Fouls another one off. Actually, it is turning into a good at-bat in JT Mullen's favor. Is they make Griffin Graves run his pitch count up. Here's the pitch, fouled off again. Now, I know it's 3-2, and Griffin and his coaches have to go with what they think are the best pitch of this situation. I can afford to gamble. I'm up here. I might throw the same pitch with just a little off of it. Graves has his sign, comes to the plate. Got him, and it was a tip, but it still counts as a swinging strikeout for the second out. Reed Cooper, the fine fielding second baseman, hitting 154, comes to the plate. Yeah, behind him is the big first baseman who also plays a little outside linebacker, can play inside linebacker. He'll be up next. Nice strike there. That one had the mustard on it. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Out of play, foul. So it's no balls, 2 strikes with Daniel Green on deck. So no ball, 2 strike pitch, 2 outs, no runners on, and a swinging strike 3 in that time. Griffin Graves struck out the side. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, TCA 3, Jackson Christian 1. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's Warranty Forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way. Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
And we are back here, and I apologize for Minus Game Changers not wanting to jump in and help us out today. Don't have the pitch count. I had a couple of people ask me about that. If I'd known at the start that Game Changer was going to pull the stunt it has, I would have kept them here in my scorebook. And there is a way to keep that stat, but it's a little late to start it. Owen Atwood will lead it off in the top of the third. Freshman second baseman comes up there, having taken a third strike back in the first inning. Favera on the mound. Here's one hit to right field. They say that one a little low. 1-1 the count. That one high, so 2-1. A little bench riding by the TCA gang and an arrow. That's one of those you got to stay down a little more on. So an E6. Puts the runner on. Or I make it E5. E6 is the shortstop. That was on the third baseman. Brings up Reed Basham, the freshman third baseman. He's going to sacrifice that one outside. He draws his bat back. So 1 ball, no strike count. Holding the runner on at first. Third will charge, and let's see if they... And that one is also a little outside. He wants to bunt it down the first baseline because Holding the runner is Daniel Green, so the pitcher actually has about 2/3 of the area to cover. Third baseman will cover that third base area. That time he's hitting way and takes a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. No outs and a runner at first. Atwood at first. Owen Atwood inching off. He's going. Here's one grounded for a foul ball. So evens the count at 2-2, brings the runner back. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hit out into left field. Going back, camping under it is Easton Jones. He makes the catch, and a fine one, too. He did a good job. Footwork was good going back there. One out in the inning with a runner on first. And I have been off one batter. This happens because I had everything geared for game changer. Actually, this is Reed Basham here. It was Perry that got on with the E6 or E5. My mistake there, and I apologize for doing that. Sometimes that happens. And like I said, I've become too dependent on game changer. I had to get the big old-time scorebook out to keep it. Pick-off attempt at first, getting back safely. And then they throw it away, and nobody was backing up, and the runner's going to. Now, that's where you lose focus. And that's when your coach will talk to you a little bit. Now, wise move by Chase McLean to come out and talk to his pitchers. He calls timeout. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the TCA crew. For Jackson Christian, they have 1 run. They don't have any hits, and it shows 1 error, but I have them with 2 errors on the night. And I've got my scorebook corrected now. And TCA, or not TCA, but if Game Changer loves me at all, it will pick up that internet and start clicking, but it's not. Umpire coming out there, the conversation breaks up. Part of this was about focus, where people should be. It's very important for JT Favera right now not to lose focus on that mound. He's a very good pitcher. Has pitched out of trouble in other games this year. There's a pitch low and away. Make it a 2-ball count. Here's the pitch. Outside 3-0. Let's see if the automatic take is on. 16, Reed Basham, the freshman third baseman up there now. And that is Andrew Perry down at second base. As we get our identifications correct and see, they don't have numbers on Jackson Christian's front. They do always pull the string and get strike 2. And folks, when I'm talking about pulling the string, it was about as slow. That was one of those Wells Fargo pitches that came to you in gradual stages. And the batter way out in front. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike. So now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a runner at second. Zane Atwood up there. Or actually, that's Basham. I'm trying to get ahead of myself again. You ought to see the scribbles in the book. There's the curveball. Fouled away, hits the batter in the box. So it's a foul ball. There's enough scribbling on here to, well, you thought I was maybe a 4-year-old, 3-year-old. They probably write and draw better than this is. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Basham wearing 16 up the plate. Front foot up close to the front of the batter's box. This one's drilled to left. It's going to get down. Let's see if they hold the runner, and I thought they would. So Basham comes through with a big hit for his team. And he's on first. You got first and third with only 1 out. Let's see how Jackson Christian plays it, trailing by 2. First and third, stepping to the plate wearing number 12, the sophomore, Zane Atwood. Outfield straight away. Infield is still at double play depth. Hit to right field. Will it get down the line? Foul by actually about 8 to 9 feet. Looked like a slice off of my golf club. And I'm not a very good golfer. It's hit well, it's just foul and slicing. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball. It'll be too slow for a double play. They'll have to go to first. The run will score. There's a second out. Green again with the good glove work. Comes up with it. Perry scores after getting on with an error. There's 2 outs in the inning. Colby Moore, the catcher, a sophomore, hits right-handed, wearing number 3, up towards the front of the batter's box. Favera's pitch, drill. This will get, wow, it carried all the way. I thought it was going to get, that's 3 outs. That one was tattooed. You could probably see marks on the baseball from that one. That to the right fielder. On 1 run, 1 hit from TCA. We're going into the bottom of the 4th. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian BallGame Blitz Network.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
And we are coming back. Some interesting scoring on the scoreboard there. And we will check it out and see what's up. But we do know this. TCA has 4 runs. Jackson Christian has 1. Jackson Christian will lead off here in the bottom of the 3rd, and it is the 3rd inning. They will lead off with Daniel Green, the big first baseman. Green hitting .257 on the year, 7 RBIs. Has been in and out of the lineup, depending on the hitting situation, the pitching situation. He's a great fielder. He has the power to lose a baseball for you, too. Going against the Auburn signee. That one a little low and outside. Griffin Graves. His team has spotted him to a 3-run lead. Here's one hit to the second baseman, the big hop over to first, and there's 1 away in the inning. Scored 4-3. Vance there at first. Eli Terry coming up there. He takes a strike. His on-base percentage is .561, and right now Jackson Christian could use some runners. And 2 quick strikes. Griffin Graves not wasting any time. That one high for ball 1. Eli's 370 hitter. Good leadoff man. Gets on base a lot, as you see, with his on base percentage of .561. 7 stolen bases. Up there close to the line in the middle of the box. And that one, they say it was there. So he strikes out. And again, that is the backwards K because he took that one. 2 outs in the inning. It brings up Zach Creasy, who was on with the bases on balls the last time up, and he scored the only Jackson Christian run. And a strike. Griffin Graves is now throwing mostly strikes. He's gotten actually better since that first inning. That one gets away from his young catcher to even the count at 1-1. There's 2 outs, no runners on. Shading slightly to right field. That one high. Left fielder will play straight away. So if you can put one in the left center field gap, you would feel like you're running the 100-yard dash with curves. Swinging and fouling that one off. So you got a 2-ball, 2-strike, 2-out count. 4-1 your score. And they're going to change baseballs. We're at a tough time to see the field. Lights are on because the field now is the sun is blocked off what sun is left. Two and two the count with 2 outs. Graves is ready. He's got his sign. He's going to bring. Let's see if he brings the number 1. He did, and it was high. If you watch the release point sometimes on the pitcher, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zach Creasy up there, and he struck out, but it's not out till they throw to first. They can touch the base or tag him. They do. And there were 3 strikeouts in the inning. The put-out goes to the first baseman, Vance. So 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base at the end of 3. The Lions 4, the Eagles 1. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choices, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Going back to the top of the 4th here for the Lions. See a great peg down to second by Wyatt Jones, the senior catcher. And again, I don't have any pitch counts because I don't have the fine work of Game Changer. Normally, the internet not picking it up, but we're going to carry you through the game anyway. For Bears pitch, low and outside for ball 1. Up at the plate is Josh Delk. Josh plays center field. Hits that one. I got it. Look what I found in my glove. Reed Cooper with the 4-3 put out. Went out in the inning, and that brings the top of the order back up there. And Griffin Graves is 0-0. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Left-handed hitter with good power, and this fence way within his reach, too. 1 out in the inning. Shading towards right field just a hair is the center fielder. Pitch back up the middle, and it's going to be a boot. And Graves is on. He's 0 for 1, but it doesn't matter. That one was scorching, and I do mean scorching. I would have hated to have been the shortstop and try to field that one. That brings up Nick Jones, the junior shortstop, wears number 7. That was Mickey Mantle's old number. Well, the first batter in the inning had Roger Maris's old number when they were with Yankees. I know Diamond Dave McCulley. who does TCA football and basketball, one of the great announcers around here. I know TCA's proud to have him, friend of mine. He's calling a game for Paul Schultz in Worthy Road Studios today, as is Steve Beverly, another great announcer. Peabody football is done by Dan Hughes, Dan the Man Hughes. There's one out in the inning, a runner at first. Favera's got his sign. Comes to the plate, the curveball, and it's a strike. You've got to really stay on it with him unless one of his curveballs doesn't break. Jackson Christian has made a couple of errors in this ball game. Jump turn, pickoff attempt. They're doing a good job protecting first base, just like he does a good job blocking for the quarterback in football. He can catch the pass over the middle and run that tight end or H-back drag, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to tackle Daniel Green. Curveball outside. Jones wanted to throw. It's kind of like for TCA fans, and I know I've already heard from some that are watching in this contest, it's kind of like Daniel Tompkins, your fullback. When he hits you, you don't want to be hit by him. Green can do the same thing. Popped up in the air. Green gives chase. Looks like it's going to drift foul, and no attempt by the fan down there. You got to attempt to catch him. At St. Louis and Atlanta, they used to give you a contract when you try to catch those. And Favera looks it over. He gave a little glance at first. He can still go to, and he does the jump turn. Green gets it. There's the pitch. Counts now at 2-2. Runner at first. One out. Infield wants to turn a double play. Outfield is straight away. Step in right field for Nick Jones. That one got a little bit away from it, but Daniel Green got enough of it to knock it down. And he hustled over there. He was focused. So we'll do the 2-2 pitch now. Favera peers in, comes to the belt, to the plate. Just missing outside, 3-2. Let's see if they put the runner in motion here. Do you run your pitcher here? He's edging off first. He's not going. This one drilled. Will they get on their horse? No, it's going to hit the gap. J.T. Mullins got it before it got to the fence, quickly over the relay man's head, but covering and in proper position. Austin Kelly was that he? No, that was second baseman Reed Cooper covering, and Austin was the relay man. We cannot see the jersey numbers. They are barely outlined in, I guess, blue, and there is no filler. It's white in there. And sometimes I can see Wyatt Jones, I can see the pitchers and some of the outfielders, and when they turn at a certain angle, you don't see them at all. That one high and inside. We've got runners at second and third on that hit. It's a double. Runners threatening to score with one out. Infield on the grass this time. The curveball is a good one and a strike. Everybody on the edge of the grass except for Daniel Green, and he is close to being even with the bag. Here's the pitch on the ground. They'll have to hold it up. Third baseman shoots, throws it high, but Green gets it and gets the runner. Boy, that was a bang-bang play because the ball nearly sailed into foul territory, but Daniel Green leaping. Well, I'm sure Coach Theismann would love to have him playing and rebounding for him. Andrew Perry up there, correctly identified this time. We're still fooling around trying to get the game changer to kind of shine on us and decide it wants to work. one of the biggest games in the year. It's a district, region, whichever one you will call. These teams are actually in districts in baseball. And basketball, they got them divided up. It's really just one big region because they have that tournament. Boy, what a breaking ball that time. 2 outs. There are 2 strikes, 2 runners on. Outfield definitely straight away this time. Infield at normal depth with 2 outs. The pitch drilled on the ground to the shortstop, Austin Kelly. Crow hop step over to first, ends the inning. Score that 6-3 for the 3rd out. There was no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base. And at the end of 3 1/2 innings of play, TCA leads Jackson Christian 4-1. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian BallGame Blitz Network.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
We are back as Austin Kelly comes up to lead off the bottom of the inning. This is the 4th. Kelly behind in the count now as you saw that strike thrown by Griffin Graves. Kelly's been hitting quite well lately. RBI total up to 12, that one outside. His on base percentage is .500. He scored 12 runs. Austin can steal a base too. He is a very good base stealer. Be playing quarterback next year for the Eagles. He replaces a fine young man, Gage Boykin, who started for 2 years. Here's the pitch, swinging strike, because I don't think they said he fouled off, but the catcher missed. Doesn't hurt anything. It's not a pass ball. Got to make contact, step up, and protect the plate because you have 2 strikes. Austin Kelly, 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the old days, they would tell you to choke up on the bat here. And strike 3. Swinging strike for the first out of the inning brings up Carson Holt, the DH. Carson had a home run last week against USJ. Left-handed hitter. Curveball, they say, is a little low. Tough pitch for a left-hander to hit from a left-hander. 273 average, on base percentage 433. Has 8 RBIs. That one looked like it fouled off his bat. Let's see. Umpire really gave no indication, so maybe it was a ball. 2 balls. He said it didn't come off the bat. Okay. He's the man. Griffin Graves steps back, walks back, kind of tugs at his belt a little bit. Facing another gentleman that pitches left-handed. That's Carson Holt, and that goes to 3 balls, no strike. Needing base runners, let's see if Chase McLean greenlights his young designated hitter. It's ball 4, so a walk racked up there and a runner at first. And Gary comes back with all the goodies. Hey, we got the best concession stand in the world here at Jackson Christian. You got either Chuck Ray or Greg Armour, and Greg's really been hammering out the burgers. Gary's got my pickles. That makes him candidate for #1 citizen. Here's the pitch to the plate, and that one a strike. Wyatt Jones, the fine catcher, he's a senior, on base percentage of .375. He has 10 RBIs, though, and he'd love to have a couple right here. That one high, evens count at 1-1. There's a big gap in left center. There's also a pretty good amount of room. If you could get one over the third baseman's head or behind, you could run forever. Here's a wild pitch. The catcher did the best he could locating it. But the pitcher has to get it. There's a runner at second who advances, that being Carson Holt. Carson's sister plays on the girls' softball team. She's out this year with an injury. Fine basketball player also. That one, he held up, and it was too far inside, even though there were some grunts out of the crowd on the first base side. Carson also can play football, but the injuries to his legs will determine whether he continues that. And they call that one a strike. 3-2 count now, one out. You can see all that good information. Why it's number 10 there on the Thompson-Smith scoreboard. Don't forget about Jones Chevrolet, what great cars they have there. Here's the pitch, fouled off into the screen. Wyatt catches himself and gives a nice toss to Griffin Graves. Good sportsmanship. Also, don't forget about dynamics. The Jackson Christian athletes and many athletes all over West Tennessee are kept healthy and playing after they get back from injury, and that one walks him. So runners on first and second. Jackson Christian got a little bit of something going here, and Easton Jones comes to the plate. Easton came into this game hitting .326, on base percentage of .468. He has scored 17 times. Now, he's done more scoring because Easton has also batted in the top part of the order. He does have 5 big RBIs. The lefty, Griffin Graves, and they're looking for the bunt. And I tell you what, had he got it down squarely, he could have shook hands with the first baseman. I believe the first baseman, Vance, was going to beat the third baseman there. Third base played by the freshman, Basham. Shortstop holding on. Now they get to their position. They run a pickoff play, and that is a call play. The shortstop tries to influence you to get further off when you see him run away. And the second baseman sneaks in behind, and I think they're going to ask about, are they going to ask about a balk or what? No, they're going to make a courtesy runner change. I didn't see anything that would even indicate a balk, but it's a courtesy runner change. And we'll have to pick that up. And those jersey numbers are so light. Maybe we can pick it up with our cameras and see it. I'm trying to look straight at second. 0-1 pitch. First baseman's going to give him his Christmas card early. Oh, that one hit him. It hit right off a good old guard on that elbow right there. Bases are jammed. First serious trouble that Griffin Graves has been in. Their head coach is going to come out and have a little powwow, confab, try to get the big left-hander focused back on what his task is. He's going to tell him probably more than this. He may have spotted something Griffin's doing, his delivery, release, etc. Maybe just reassuring him. But you're going to say, big fellow, we got a 3-run lead. Trust your players behind you. We're going to field it. You just throw strikes, and we're going to be fine. Now with Jones at first, that'll help his on-base percentage, which was pretty good anyway. Looks like J.T. Mullins, number 7, strides to the plate. J.T. on-base percentage .392. He scored 9 times. He's hitting .279. Lefty against lefty now. Really tough on those left-handed hitters. Graves from the stretch, the pitch, and a swinging strike. And, I mean, J.T. was going for the downs on that one, where you can see number 7 quite well. Good camera work, because now Trinity's number is very easy to see as they wear their gray with the black numerals. The 0-1 pitch on the ground. It won't be 2. They can get 1, and they say he's safe. So the run scores, and that's a fielder's choice. They cannot score that a hit because, and that's not It's a fielder's choice. Second baseman made his choice to go to second. You could. There is a scoring rule that covers that. Everybody advances one base, and it makes it a 4-2 ball game. Here's the pitch, and that one had a little zip here, old mitt pop, but it's a ball. Sack still jammed. Ducks on the pond if you prefer that. Now, second and short are going to play for 2. Just a little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. Ducks on the pond, meaning on all 3 bases there. Only 1 out in the inning. TCA wants the double play. And there's a strike. Jackson Christian wants this gentleman at the plate on. The 2-1 pitch. High for 3-1. Very, very dramatic here. Reed Cooper, the second baseman, he's 0 for 1 today. Reed is a sophomore. Fouled it off. 3-2. Don't think they'll put them in motion because there's only 1 out, and you don't want to run into a strike them out, tag them out, or throw them out, whichever way the catcher would want to do it than that. But the sacks are jammed. There's only 1 out. Here's the pitch. It gets past the catcher, but it doesn't matter. Hustling in, but you don't have to on that one. That's okay. And that was number 11. And that, I believe, may have been my main man, Jack Collins. I like Jack. He's a great football player. So it's 4-3. Everybody again advances. Reed Cooper walks, draws it up, helps his on-base percentage. Here's a man that he gets a hold of one. This will be power pitcher versus power hitter. And they throw it up in the air, and the runner's going to get tagged out. He didn't see the ball bounce back to the catcher. So the lead runner at third, Jones, is tagged out for the second out of the inning. There's a base open. So now Griffin Graves can really pitch around or be very careful and hit his spots. Second out, and that's 2U. Catcher unassisted. Got to watch the bounce back here at Jackson Christian. Swing, and he had a good one, but his head was down the third baseline. Again, go back and watch this. He keeps that head in there and sees the ball hit the bat. Watching it all the way from the pitcher. See, again, the head pulls just a little, a mighty swing, but a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 4-3. Still only 1 hit by Jackson Christian School. Walks have plagued, and some pass balls or wild pitches, and a swinging strike 3 to end the inning. But there was 2 big runs scored, leaving the score at TCA 4, Jackson Christian 3. We'll go to the top of the 5th on the BallGame Blitz and Jackson Christian School Network.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, On Cloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oil Well Road beside Walgreens.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all.
Should be number 1, Owen Atwood, the second baseman, who's a freshman up there. He is 0 for 2 today. I've seen them come into the thing but never leave out of our mobile press box and studio. 4-3 lead. Favera's team has got him back to within one. His job is to get some outs here and get the Eagles back to the plate. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the TCA Lions. 3 runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors. I actually think it's 3. And that one, the proverbial 58-foot curveball. The plate is 60 feet, 6 inches away from you. Sometimes that happens. 1 ball, no strike count on Owen Atwood, the fine freshman second baseman. Front foot up where the chalk used to be. Oh, that curveball looked good. Must have been a little inside. Was a little high, though. 2 balls, no strikes. Favera wants this leadoff man. Everybody at normal depth. Hit on the ground to Austin Kelly. The big hop, the crow hop step over to first to green, 1 out in the inning. You see these young men, they know how to do that crow hop step. Austin plays a lot of off-season baseball, too. 1 out, and that brings up Reed Basham. He had a hit the last time he was up there. I have him at 1 for 2. Wished I could give you that pitch count like I usually do, but Game Changer not cooperating today. Now I see some of our folks from the softball team, and I see Coach Jennifer Wheeler back there for strike 1. I see Carly Holt, the sister of Carson Holt, who is the DH today. It would be nice to remind you that Reed Basham, the third baseman, is up there. Wyatt Jones tried to get it back in there for a strike. 1-1 to count, 1 out, no runners on. Basham will be followed by sophomore Zane Atwood, the DH. Got 2 of the Atwood boys here in this ball game. Here's the pitch, the curveball. Yeah, it's a strike. 1-2 now the count. That curveball of JT Favera, especially when he throws the slow curve, it's something to lo and behold. 1-2 count. JT can pick his pitch here. Throws the fast one right under the chin, so it's even at 2-2. Check and see if the spin's there, if it's the curveball. Favera at the belt. The kick popped up. People talking. Let's see if we communicate, and that's going to be the center fielder. You know who that is. That's J.T. Mullins, the center fielder, coming on and making the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Score that one F8, second out. Zane Atwood coming up there. He's 0 for 2 today. He was on with a fielder's choice. Pull the string and a curveball for strike 1. No ball, 1 strike count, except for the center fielder. Everybody at normal depth and straight away. Center fielder has to shade a little bit sometimes, see around the pitcher. The curveball just missing. The umpire started to call it, and he said, I think it missed. But that's okay. 1-1, the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Got him way out in front, swinging strike 2. I like that. Some parent, may have been the young man at the plate's parent, giving him encouragement that you're good. Meaning you're okay. You got another shot at 1. Favera with a 1-2 count. Batter steps out. Favera steps back. Like I said, a lot of people here for this one that you can rewatch on Worthy Road Studios. Fouled off. Zane Atwood fouling that one off, trying to hang tough. Both teams have a lot of good young players that will be back next year. Here's the pitch from Favera. It's in the dirt. They'll have to throw him at it first because he's too far away. And there's the tag. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Going into the bottom of the 5th, TCA leads 4-3 over Jackson Christian. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network. Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
And looks like some changes as we see the head coach, Coach Hogue, out there. Fine young man. We'll see what he's done in the way of changes. We'll try to pick those up. Jackson Christian comes to the plate. I was trying to answer somebody and thank them for effort to help me with the game changer. 4-3 the score. And we'll pick up here in the fifth. Eli Terry leading off. He's 0 for 2 today, normally on base a lot. There's the pitch. Now you hear a little bit from the Jackson Christian side, and their dugout active. There's a strike, 3-1. Eli Terry just wants to get on base. He doesn't care whether it's walk, hits batsman, single, any way necessary. That one is low. And he walks. A runner at first, no outs. Zach Creasy, who has walked and struck out 0 for 2 officially, comes to the plate. The Auburn signee, Griffin Graves, on the mound for TCA. Zach Creasy, the basketball player who's a pretty fair third baseman, can hit with power. Zach's had a couple of long-distance hits this year. Here's the pitch. Attempted a bunt. And they say it got away from the catcher, not a foul. So they are going to say it's foul. I thought he gave the signal. They're going to talk it over and see what we've got. If I'm the runner, hold your position. You can always go back under the safety of the timeout. Let's see. The field umpire, who has to help on situations like that, is doing a good job. He's pointing out what he saw. The umpire, so they say it's a strike. And if that's the case where it hit on the hand and the bat and hand being part, the runner can advance. Probably call that one a pass ball, although people will argue for a wild pitch. Creasy's bunt is foul now. He's in the hole 0-2. Got to watch that angle, and I think wooden bats are much easier to bunt with than these metal bats. So he'll be hitting away. It's an 0-2 count. The runner will get a lead. It'll be a small one because shortstop's playing game now. He can get a bigger lead. Here's the pitch to the plate. It's high. Good job by Zach Creasy to hold off of that one because a lot of hitters like that pitch thinking they can park it. That's the one you pop up or strike out on. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Graves. Swinging strike 3. 1 out in the inning. Eleven strikeouts for Graves, and Austin Kelly steps up to, he can help the cause here. He's 0 for 1 officially, walked in the first. Now, they were expecting bunt. Austin was not bunting that time. First baseman bought a farm about halfway up the line. Now, he's backed up a little bit. He can still charge hard. Third baseman, because of the steal possibilities, at the edge of the grass. Austin holds up, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Wheels are in motion. If the first baseman does charge hard, now what you want to do, if you do bunt it, you make the third baseman field it. Now, first backs up. They don't think the bunt's on. I don't either. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on second. Right field, a step towards the line. Left field straight away. Infield at normal depth. Shortstop will play games with the runner. They see what they like. They'll try to pick him off, but to the plate and low. 3-1 the count. Austin Kelly up there, averaging .326. He has 12 RBIs. Wow. It was close enough. The umpire has a better look. 3-2. Runner at second, so unless the ball is hit on the ground or you tag up on a fly or it's a base hit, the runner won't be moving. Graves coming to the plate. It's low. And that is ball 4. Second walk that Kelly's gotten. Carson Holt, the designated hitter, walked his last trip. He's 0 for 1. Jack Collins running for him, scored a run. And the head coach is coming out. And everybody, we're going to take a timeout and talk about it. And I tell you what, while they talk about it, let's take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back with more action.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
And for Mitchell's Body Shop and Buck the deer, it does continue the story, and we'll have more on that story later. Not today, but the next time maybe. And, of course, Buck the deer was a great athlete, if people didn't know that. Don't forget about Carlock Nissan, Arrington Funeral Home, some good people to deal with, and, of course, Hub City Deli, where in the fall every Tuesday night the Jackson Christian Eagle Show is on. 1 out, runners at first and second. Carson Holt, the muscle man, is up there. His sister standing on the hill watching. I know his parents are here too. And there's a strike at that place I tell you about. So tough on left-handed hitters. His mother is the former Luann Cisco, daughter of the Councilman David Cisco, but better than that, she was a mad bomber of three-point shots for myself and Richard Foster at Northside. Dad's a pretty good athlete too. We won't leave that out. No ball, 1 strike pitch. Low. The Drama Bills, 4-3 your score. The Auburn signee, Griffin Graves, on the mound. Infield wants the double play. Carson just wants to get on base by any means necessary. Outfield pretty well straight away and a little deeper for Carson Holt. They run the runner back. Good bluff, and there's no chance of error because Griffin Graves does not have to release the baseball on that. If he was trying to throw to first, he would have to get rid of it or balk. Here's the pitch. Swinging. That one was kind of Carson's liking, a little low and outside. So 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Wyatt Jones, the senior catcher, on deck. Outfield on their toes, ready to move. Infield ready to turn 2 if they can. Long time. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off. If we'd had the parabolic mic, you could have heard the ping. Those bats ping. They don't crack like wooden bats do. I still love the sound of the wooden bat. But it saves a lot of money. In the back of the box, close to the plate, lefty versus lefty. Griffin Graves versus Holt. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounces. That's one of those 55-foot jobs, but good job by the flexible Colby Moore. He's like our catcher, Wyatt Jones. Wyatt Jones, if he can get his body on it, he will sacrifice body, limb, head, whatever to stop a pitch. Wyatt was a tough linebacker. We'll miss him next year. 2-2 pitch, just about ready. Here it comes. Line drive, a softy though. It gets through past the third baseman. That'll be an interesting one to score. Hit or error. I would love to rule in the hit category. And they're going to call it error, and I can't argue with that. Go that E5, and now the sacks are jammed. Ducks on the pond, if you prefer. Striding to the plate is the tough little senior catcher who he would stroke you. He was an unlicensed chiropractor in football. Wyatt Jones. Wyatt back towards the back of the box. Infield is in, trying to cut the run off at the plate. This one is up in the air down the line. It drifts foul. And there was a lot of drama right there. In the hole, no balls, 1 strike. See if Wyatt can pull the trigger, because Griffin Graves has a very good fastball, has a pretty quick curve or slider. Infield is in on the grass. Here's the pitch, the curveball, and it got it. That looked, sometimes I want to say it's a slider, not knowing his complete repertoire. But it's a no ball, 2 strike count. Wyatt Jones has to guard the plate, does not want the strikeout. Hits the ball foul off the first base side screen, right at the TCA dugout. Still 2 strikes, high drama here. Sacks jammed. Outfield shifted towards right field. They feel like he's not going to pull the ball, although the left fielder straight away. A big hole in left center, big hole down the line. No balls, 2 strikes, pitcher's advantage here. First baseman in a little bit. It's high, it gets away. Will the runner be able to score? He's got to get down. And somebody blocked me out of the play. He must have been out. And they get the runner at the plate. So 2 outs. That's what happens when folks stand up in front of you. So there are now 2 outs in the inning. Runners at second and third. They'll be off with the crack of the bat or the ping of the bat. And it bounces. Will they try it? He's going to get down and safe. This is a tie ball game. Austin Kelly has made it home. And this contest is tied up. And Jackson Christian only has 1 hit. Error by TCA helped him. Could have been called a hit. It was one that only the official score needs to make a decision on that one. 2-2 pitch, hanging tough. Wyatt Jones with a runner on third. The go-ahead run is at third. Can Jackson Christian get him home. TCA wants the strikeout, the ground out, the pop-up. An error, a pass ball, a wild pitch could get the runner home. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. Wow. That's all you can say about this. This is rock'em sock'em action. (3-2). Griffin Graves with the pitch. Oh, he got him. He got caught looking. Wyatt Jones, and that does not happen very often. But we will tell you this. 2 big runs, or 1 big run actually, to tie it up. 1 run, 1 man left on base. Score at the end of 5. Jackson Christian 5, TCA 5. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz Network.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Exciting white knuckler. I wonder how Dave McCulley was doing with his game today. He is the outstanding football and basketball play-by-play man for TCA, and TCA, be glad you've got the diamond one. He is as smooth and silk and better than milk when it comes to calling a game. Also is the SID and assistant athletic director at Bethel University. And he, Tom Brett, and I have called many a game at the NAIA tournament for 20-something years, and they don't just ask everybody to call those games when they were here in Jackson. And then on occasion, I went to Freed this year to do first-round games. Tom and Dave have done comparable things. JT Favera still on the mound. He's given up 4 runs. Not all of them earned because we've got 2 errors. There's one slice down the right field line. Your hitter is Colby Moore, the catcher. He's a sophomore. I think he's done a good job. He's had some pitches that were hard to handle, but tell you what, Griffin Graves has some speed. He's a great pitcher. Moore up towards the front of the basket. I've got basketball. Talked to Dexter earlier today, and that curveball nearly got him. It didn't break much. So it's 1-1. You can't really see the batter's box, so not going to be much about being out of it unless you got way up the line or something. No outs in the inning. Leadoff man for this inning. There's the slow curve. He bit at it and makes it 1-2. Let's see what Favera's got with Wyatt Jones catching. And we got Terry in left field. JT Mullen, that's a foul ball. That hurts too, folks, when it bounces back up like that. Tough young man right there, though. Like I said, right there, 2 really fine, tough catchers. One will be graduating. The other is a sophomore. And it's good to see young men like that. Well, ball game, I want to say well played. There's been some outstanding performances, some good teams. There's also been some errors and a couple of lost focus plays that didn't need to happen. But it's been a good ball game. It's tied at 4. Here's the pitch. Curveball, he was tempted. Zach Moore held up wisely. Terry in left field, or in right field. Eli's actually in right field. Jones is in left field, and J.T. Mullins in center. Got him. I can tell you that before the guy pulled the trigger. Not that I'm not a genius, but I've seen that pitch before. I've walked back to the dugout too with my lumber on that pitch. So another strikeout for J.T. Favera. First inning brings up Josh Delk, the center fielder, and then the top of the order comes up. That pitch high. J.T. Favera still on the mound with a 1-ball count, and that pitch is high too. Now in Jackson Christian's case, everybody's hoping he is not tiring. He's their ace of the staff. There's the curveball, and it misses and goes 3-0. When he misses that pitch, you might look to see if he has gotten a little bit tired. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's a strike, and he threw the curveball, the breaking ball, for that one. Five strikeouts by Favera. Unfortunately, he loses this hitter, Josh Delk, and there will be a runner on first, 1 out, and a very dangerous man. Griffin Graves could park one. He's their leadoff hitter, but he's got power. And that fence, I believe, is only 270 down that right field line with the 20-foot fence. Chase McLean, I think, is a good timeout, comes out to talk to his ace and reassure him. Also talk to the team about how they want to play this. Graves can handle the bat. Let's see what Coach Hogue has in store for them. I probably should have taken a timeout, but I've talked so much that the umpire, just to spite me, would go out there and tell them to let's play ball. No, he wouldn't do that. It's just that they're only allowed a certain amount of time. Chase McLean has that stopwatch in his head, breaks it. Not the stopwatch, but breaks the huddle. So you got the two aces facing each other here. Graves can help himself with that runner on first. Favera can help himself by getting a double play, inducing that, or getting an out here without the runner advancing. Favera checks, comes to the plate. It's one of those that's a worm killer. About 5 worms are dead there at the plate right now. No, don't call PETA. They'll be out here, and it's a term in baseball for those that are non-baseball people. Ooh, that's all I'm going to say. 1-1's the count. You be the judge. Go watch the replay on Worthy Road Studios YouTube page tonight, and this game will be archived in perpetuity. A little bit high, which is an indication that the pitcher may be getting a little tired, although I can't see the bullpen completely. I did see somebody go out. Now I see a Jackson Christian cap out there, so I got a feeling that someone is warming up in the bullpen right now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first, the leadoff man. Griffin Graves, the senior, at the plate. Left-handed hitting, really crowding that plate. Outside, 3-1. Okay. The question is, do you throw your curveball here or do you come with the number 1 down Main Street? Here's the pitch. Swinging strike off the foot, and that smarts, folks. It hurts. And in Griffin's case, I didn't see which foot he hit off of because I have a lady sitting in a chair and I like to watch the action because the monitor is off to my right, which is not a bad place for it, but it's a little easier for me just to look straight at the action. 3-2 pitch on the way. It's low. Wyatt blocks it, but that just stops the runner from going on to third. So you got runners at first and second. And Graves has been hit with a pitch, walked, and was on with an E6, 0 for 1 officially. And that brings up Nick Jones, the junior shortstop. He singled back in the first, doubled, so he's 2 for 3. And it looks like Chase McLean will make a change here. Now let's see if it's Holt coming out. No, it's a right-hander. And let's check, gentlemen, if y'all can see the number. Let's take a quick timeout, a 30-second one, while we get loaded up here.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
And it looks like Carter Ellis has come on. We'll have to tell those jerseys, they are extremely hard to read. The numbers on. And football, they cannot wear those jerseys anymore. Don't know about baseball. We'll have to check it. Paul Schultze has walked up. We see the warm-up pitches. Now, the two runners on are the responsibility of JT Favera. We know he is responsible for 4 runs right now. He's given up 5 hits, and his team committed 2 errors behind him. So he is responsible for the runners with 1 out. And Major League Baseball, they do it a little different as far as informing the pitcher coming on, but not much different. Okay, Carter Ellis, he has inherited not a mess, but he needs an out or a double play right here without the runner advancing. At the plate, Nick Jones. Carter worked some over the weekend, so he's not got to worry about going over the pitch count limit. And we thank Paul Schultze for some good information and thank him even more for weighting it down. And a strike. And I know because I wasn't sure what the umpire was going to call. Close pitch. He's got the better line of sight. There's one drilled. If it gets down, it's a cause draw. What a fielding play out there in right field. Holy cow. The right fielder, Eli Terry, came on with the play of the day so far for Jackson Christian. That makes it 2 outs, but those runners are on, and one's in definite scoring position, and the big man, Harrison Vance, the first baseman, comes up there. He's had a single today. He's 1 for 3. Carter Ellis with the pitch. Right down Main Street, he brings the number 1, the fastball. Now, he can throw just a little harder. That wasn't quite the Von Ryan Express, but it was pretty good. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Outfield straight away. Infield at normal depth. Oh, just missing. Wow, there are groans besides your announcer groaning. The fans, a couple of them, you would have thought they had a stomach attack. Umpire can see it better than any of us. I will defend him on that. 1-1 the count. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Ellis checks a second time at the runner at second, comes to the plate. Ground ball, big hop. There it is, the toss to the shortstop, Austin Kelly, and Jackson Christian is out of it in the top of the first. There were no runs scored, no hits, 2 left. And going into the bottom of the 6th, all tied at 4. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlac Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your team sports. You can email or call us for all your team sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
And we are back. Remember, this is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios, and you have to use it other than just watching it. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use is prohibited by Worthy Road Studios in federal law. Here's the first pitch in the bottom of the sixth, and we've changed pitchers, and we'll get that up to date. Now, this looks like Basham has come on to pitch. Reed Basham. He was at third, the freshman. Outside, it's 1-1. He looked good on his first pitch, and that wasn't a bad curveball, just threw it a little wide. Looks like Vance is still at first base. We'll check everything and see who's still in the game. Swinging strike, going for the downs, was Easton Jones. Easton, a very good hitter. Remember, he's got on-base percentage. There's one in the ground, but if it had gotten down the line, good pickup by the third baseman. No, that is not Basham pitching. It's number 5 on the mound, so we'll have to check. We did not get a roster today from TCA. I had to take a picture of what the coach had kind of at the tail end of things. Swinging strike 3. Easton Jones down 1 out. J.T. Mullins will want to get on. He comes up. He's 0 for 2, was on with a fielder's choice. Reed Cooper behind him in the 6th. Number 5 is Max Richardson. So number 5 is Max Richardson. He throws a strike inside. Richardson, a right-hander, after these Jackson Christian players have faced a left-hander up until this inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Batter wanted to step out. The umpire calls time. Infield normal depth. Outfield straight away. He shows bunt, but nobody believed him. Third baseman took a couple of steps. First baseman is deep. Don't know if these kids have the art of drag bunting, but it would sure. This one under it popped up. Will it get out of play? JT wanted it to get out of play, and it did. JT Mullins 0 for 2. He has been on with a fielder's choice. Swinging strike, and they say the catcher caught it clean. So now there's 2 outs in the inning. Reed Cooper just wants to get on. He's 0 for 1 officially. He walked his last time up. If he can get on, then Daniel Green, the big man, will be up. Daniel, though, 0 for 2 today. He's been making great contact the last few games. And that pitch high by Max Richardson. Of course, you might want to give Griffin Graves credit for him being 0-2 on some of those. Griffin has good pitches. Signed with Auburn. And they say it was a strike in the strike zone. Of course, Christian up on the main camera for us. We got multiple cameras. We got the whole crew here, Paul, Greg, and Summer. Curveball outside, way outside. Makes the young catcher more work hard, but he did, and he got it. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, no runners on. We're in a tie ball game. Another third baseman comes in, takes the hop, the step, got him by a step, and Jackson Christian goes away 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And going into the top of the 7th, it's all tied at 4.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. mattresses, and bedding accessories, outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Here we come. As I like to say, high drama here. It's tied. The visitors, TCA, at 7-7, come to bat against the 10-6 Jackson Christian Eagles. Carter Ellis relieved and got Jackson Christian out of the jam last inning. JT Favera went 5 1/3 innings. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, drilled to right field, and an out. And that is recorded. That was Andrew Perry. I didn't even get a chance to introduce him, but one out in the inning. Owen Atwood, the second baseman, will be coming to bat. Where's number 1? He is a freshman. Owen is 0 for 3 on the day. Or 0 for 2, or 1 for 2. I'll get it straight. No game changer today. Having to use the old paper scorebook, which is all right. It's been kind to us. The one-strike pitch on the ground. Reed Cooper ranges over, flips it to first, and the sure-handed Daniel Green gets it for the second out. Scored 4-3, 2 outs in the inning, and Reed Basham, the third baseman, he's a freshman coming up. Now he's had a hit. He is 1 for 3. Four, 2 outs. Basham up, just wanting to get on base and get in scoring position for his team. See the target, it's a strike that Wyatt Jones, he'll stick that right leg out trying to get down low and give Carter Ellis a very good target. Here's the pitch. The umpire says just a little bit too high. Now, you saw the number. What a great camera shot we got. And that is actually 21 Carson Holt there. And my apologies to Carson. Carson came on in relief. We could only see the 2 a while ago, so we thought it might have been Carter Ellis, but it actually was Carson Holt. Got that one off our good camera shot. That got him. Yes, it did. There is nothing to argue about on that one. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We'll go into the telltale bottom of the 7th inning. The Eagles would like to plate one. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Looking for a new and exciting career? At Jackson State Community College, we offer nationally recognized, top-rated programs designed to greenlight your career for success. With courses available in the health sciences, nursing, computer technology, and much more, your next step towards a career starts here at Jackson State. Learn how Jackson State Community College can greenlight your future at greenlightyourfuture.com.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Back with Daniel Green, the big first baseman up there. He's swinging, he grounds it hard into the fence down the third base side. Now, if this young man gets some loft on the ball and gets it squarely on the sweet spot of the bat, he can end this game. with one swing. 0-1 pitch coming. Fouls it off. The head kind of leading it out of there. I know Coach McLean said, hey, you can do it. See it, hit it. And that's sometimes the best instructions you can give a hitter. 0-2 pitch. Richardson can play with this pitch. He can waste one here. The 0-2 pitch on the way. It's up in the air, but foul. And, hearts crushed or dropped here in the stands because that one got the air, but I hope it didn't hit the black Platinum Rogue from Carlock Nissan that's down there. The 0-2 pitch again, up in the air, but this one would have drawn rain. And it's one out as he flies to the right fielder. Nice catch by Andrew Perry out there. So there is one out in the inning. And that brings the top of the order, Eli Perry up there. He's 0 for 2. He's been on base with a walk. He's followed by Zach Creasy. Curveball goes outside. You can see the wrist turnover. Such good camera work by Christian up there on the The 1-0 pitch gets away from the catcher. It's irrelevant about that, though, because there's no runners on. It's 2-ball count. Zach Creasy just wants to get on. That's Richardson's pitch. Inside. 3-0. The question is, does he have the automatic take? I think he might have had the green light, but he takes a strike. It wasn't the pitch he wanted, and the best he could have done was taking that one to right field. Fouled away, and they'll make it 3-2. We could go extra innings here tonight. One side praying for strikeouts, ground balls, and fly ball outs. The other side praying for base runners and scores, or just that one swing that gets you the home run. Creasy is capable, and he is on first. So the go-ahead run is on at first. Well, that's actually Eli Terry. Now Zach Creasy up there. Zach Creasy up there with one out. We got a pinch runner in there, and if we didn't pick up the number, but we'll get you to throw to first, and it made it close. Nice move there by Richardson. Zach Creasy 0 for 2 with a walk and a score back in the first inning. Richardson eyes the plate, but he's going back to first again. We'll see if we can get the number on the runner. Here, and he's gone. Are you guys back up yet? And, Creasy was going for the downs, and had that one been fair, trust me, people, it would have been trouble. Runner was going, so we'll probably see a throw over again or sometime an attempt to hold him. One strike count, one out, a runner at first. Richardson on the mound, going to Zach Creasy. The pitch is on the way. Here's one driven to right field. Right fielder bobbles it. They'll hold the runners at first and third. The question is, will they throw through if the runner on first steals? One out in the inning. Zach Creasy with a big single. Just like in basketball, he could come up with some big plays there. It brings not Austin Powers, but Austin Kelly to the plate. Hogue, the head coach, will come out and talk to his pitcher, Max Richardson. They'll talk about how to handle Austin Kelly. You even wonder if they might walk Austin. I want to say Austin Powers because he does have power, but this is Austin Kelly, the fine quarterback, shortstop. Does a lot of things here at school, good student. It looks like, unless there's an error on that, Paul, I've got April 14th, Fayette Academy baseball for our next broadcast. Well, Paul's not listening to me anyway. He's working on our control station. We'll check that one out. Paul's got the master schedule. Paul, the schedule you sent me originally has April the 14th Fayette Academy baseball on there. So I will let you check it because you are the man. And we have the president, founder, chief executive, and everything else, Paul Schultz, here with us. Richardson pitch, runner going, and they're not even going to attempt to throw through. Didn't think they were. Now the force play is off. The infield's in with one out. They want to cut the run off at the plate. Got to have some good heady base running down at third base. That's the only run that really matters. Pitch is high. That helps the hitter. 2 balls, no strikes. The tension and the drama build. There's actually a couple of people biting their nails right now in the stands. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Low. How low can you go? There used to be a song that said, how low can you go? That was the Limbo song. 3 balls, no strikes. Austin Kelly, who's been on a hot streak lately, even against the Arlington team, he hit the ball. That one is high, and the sacks are jammed. The ducks are on the pond. Okay, so that is wrong on my schedule. That's the list you sent me.
What's the zap say?
I'll let you have that. Since game change. No balls, no strikes right now, 1 out. Hitter is Holt, and they pitch him low and away, and he swings and misses. So no ball, 1 strike.
That's April 18th.
Oh, is that April? I thought it was April 14th.
18th. On the new schedule it says.
That one outside.
Changed this since that was probably a long time ago.
That was the only one you sent me.
So it's probably April 18th.
Okay. We're getting the schedule straight because we don't want you to miss any action. Ground ball fouled off, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Holt in the hole. Richardson, Max Richardson, the pitcher, wearing number 5. A lot of that number because Johnny Bench wore it, Joe DiMaggio wore it. Yours truly wore it, but that doesn't mean anything because I wore it. I just like the number. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Richardson. Swinging, strike 3, and now they are 1 out, they being TCA, 1 out from getting out of it. Wyatt Jones has a chance to end this contest. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and scored back in the 4th. Like I said, tension. Everybody can back up. All they got to do is knock the ball down, make a force-out play. That one is inside. TCA just wants the force-out or a fly ball or a strikeout. Jackson Christian will take a hit, error. That's what they need, or a walk. Batsman will drive the run in. It's high, 2-0. That puts more pressure on the pitcher to bring that ball down Main Street. Max Richardson is on the mound. The right-hander winds, fires, and that one's a strike, 2-1. Outfield, about normal depth, as Wyatt does have some power, especially to right center field and maybe right field here. The 2-1 pitch on the way from Richardson. Hit on the ground. Will it be a force out at second? No, it's a bobble. It's an E6. The run scores. Jackson Christian wins. Jackson Christian wins as Terry crossed the plate for the 5th run. 5 runs, 2 hits, committed 2 errors. TCA, 4 runs, 5 hits, and that was their 2nd error right there. 2 errors on the ball game. So Jackson Christian wins an important district contest, 5-4 over a very tough and young team. They are both teams very young, and traditional handshake. We're going to take a time out, and when we come back, we're going to wrap this show up on the Great American Sports post-game show.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way. Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
And I get to say a real white knuckler here, right down to the bottom of the seventh with 2 outs. An error allows the runner from third to score, giving Jackson Christian a 5-4 victory. And as we said earlier, 5 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Jackson Christian. For TCA, 4 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for TCA. A tough loss for Griffin Graves. Jackson Christian showed sustaining power in coming back. The winner in this game, not Carter Ellis, but Carson Holt, as I only could see the 2 on his jersey till we got one of those great camera shots of Worthy Road Studios on his back and saw it was number 21 out there pitching. He did a great job finishing this game in 1 1/3 innings. He will get the win on this one. JT Ferreira, it's a no decision, but he pitched well coming back from some tough luck. During that first few innings he pitched, and we, like I said, pleased with that. We're trying to get you some totals, but really Jackson Christian with only 2 hits. That last one by Zach Creasy was very important as one of the hits that made things happen, and we had the final run scored there. Griffin Graves had pitched for his time, a good game. Max Richardson came on in relief and had an error, or he would have been out of this inning. And it has to take the tough loss, as the run was obviously charged to him. It's an unearned run, though. And really and truly, not a lot to say other than 2 teams played a white knuckler. They're going to play again tomorrow over at TCA. And, of course, if some of y'all are over at USJ, there's a little bit of a power outage and shortage and some things happening. I wasn't able to get Game Changer on the internet here, and I want to thank one of the TCA parents that tried to get me on their Game Changer, but for some reason the internet I had here just wouldn't pick it up, and we do thank them. That's the way schools and people should act, and we do appreciate that, gentlemen. The contest here is a copyright broadcast, as you see, the C 2023. Any use of this, reproduction, or any further use by anybody but Worthy Road Studios and just the viewing audience for their pleasure, not for remuneration or anything like that. And let's just say it right. My friend Moose just texted me. He said, "Coach, say it right. Any rebroadcast, transmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz is prohibited." Moose, I hope you are happy about that. Some of the great people that brought you this real white knuckler, directed by Summer Sturgis, and she has worked herself to death. We need to chip in and get her nail job at one of these fancy nail places because she's worked that hard. She deserves it. She's a good one. Gary Lockhart was helping with the production and working himself to death. He made at least 5 trips. One of the trips was to the concession stand, though, and great food here. Cameras, Christian Bryson, what a fine young man he is, does great camera work. And, of course, we can multiple control some of the cameras that are on Wi-Fi by the people here in the box. So these are always multiple camera broadcast. For Chase McLean, the Jackson Christian School Eagles, we want to say this is Coach Joe Holloway. I call this game. And all of you listeners, we appreciate you. Thank our sponsors. It's time to say thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good day, all.